Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast.
This is a show dedicated to helping you become a better organist.
We're your hosts, Vidas
And Usha Motuzaitė Pinkevičienė.
We have over 25 years of experience of playing the organ.
And we've been teaching thousands of organists online from 89 countries since 2011.
So now let's jump in and get started with the podcast for today.
We hope you'll enjoy it.
Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Usha.
Let's start episode 610 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Joanna and she writes, Dear Vidas, can finger substitutions be used in slow baroque music, such as Kyrie by Cabezon? Or is it best to stick to articulated fingering even in relatively slow passages? What do you think, Osha?
I don't think you need finger substitutions in playing the music mentioned before. Either it's slow or it's fast, it doesn't matter. Baroque is baroque.
Well, sometimes baroque music is really advanced, right, and very thick texture. Then you might end up needing finger substitutions in advanced keys, more than 3 sharps or flats, right?
But still, as I understand, finger substitution is mostly used for playing legato, which is needed to play romantic and modern music.
Yes.
Because in baroque music you very rarely play legato, in exceptional cases. Therefore, there is no need for finger substitutions. That's my opinion.
I agree. Composer has to explicitly state that the piece has to be performed, or parts of the piece have to be performed legato, and not the editor but composer, right, Osha?
Yes, because if you would look at 19th century or beginning of 20th century edition of baroque music, you would find legato everywhere. But it doesn't mean that you need to use those editions.
Yeah, so Joanna mentions a piece by Cabezon, Antonio Cabezon, Renaissance Spanish composer, and his music is quite polyphonic in nature, a little bit similar to Svelling's, I believe, right?
Yes, but still I don't believe his music should be played legato.
Yeah, definitely, because he doesn't use any advanced keys. In those days, the temperament was obviously mean tone, and mean tone temperament accommodated only simple keys with no more than 2 accidentals, probably. 3 would be a stretch, but 2 sharps and flats might be appropriate. 2 flats are more commonly seen than 2 sharps, right, Osha?
Yes, that's right.
So, yeah, I would also avoid the finger substitution here as well. If this Kyrie, for example, has 4 parts, right? For example, what's the best way, Osha, to discover the ideal articulation? How do you know that you are articulated correctly?
Well, first of all, I look at the meter. Because in order to understand early music, you need to look at the meter and then to decide how many strong beats in the measure per measure there is, and that also helps me to articulate.
And obviously, this articulation helps you in choosing fingering as well.
Yes, that's right. Because usually you try to use good fingers on the strong beats and not good fingers on the weak beats.
What do you mean good fingers? Are there any bad fingers? Can you cut them off then if they are bad?
No, but look at all those, angels playing portatives. Or Saint Cecilia playing the organ. Have you noticed how unnatural their fingers look? Because we use pair fingering very often.
Meaning that they play with the longest fingers only, right? 2 and 3 and 4, but not 1 and 5.
Yes, that's right.
That's absolutely correct, Osha. I'm glad Joanna mentioned this, because we can now take a look a little bit deeply at the issue of fingering, because it's related to finger substitutions, and it's related to articulation, right? You said that legato touch requires sometimes finger substitutions if the texture is very thick, right?
Yes, very often actually it requires finger substitutions, otherwise you wouldn't be able to do that. And even sometimes you have to slide with one finger, to play legato.
Exactly, from a white key to another white key, or from the black key to another white key.
Yes, that's right.
Finger glissandos, it's called.
Yes, finger glissandos.
But this is for later music, and for earlier music, we use detached articulation, which doesn't require finger substitution, even in thick passages.
That's right. People often forget that we are playing early music and we still, paint the shape with their wrists, which is also not a correct way probably of doing that. We forget to shift entire hand.
To move one hand from one position to another.
Yes, that's right.
It's the same with pedaling too. We don't use feet crossing. We shift both feet together.
Yes, if we can, we do. If not, then not.
Osha is not so convinced about this principle, I see, from her expression.
Well, I don't know where have you found that, holding feet together. I think holding feet together works for later music, for modern music. In baroque music, you don't pedaling like that, keeping both feet together and ankles together as you like. Because when you are pedaling the baroque music, this is very important to feel, the weight of your leg. To put the weight on your actually hip.
I'm not referring to baroque music in general. I probably thinking about specific passages where pedal line forms a scale-like passage, stepwise motion, and you inevitably have to play with alternate toe pedaling, left, right, or right, left. And what you see happens, I see people sometimes they cross one foot behind another. That's what I'm trying to avoid in these passages, not in general, but if you then shift both feet together, then you don't cross them. Does it make sense, Osha?
Well, I'm not thinking about that, but I have never crossed my legs while playing Bach's Let's See music.
I will have to look at the pedal camera when you record the videos on YouTube.
Okay, do that.
Shall we look it together with you on the big screen?
Maybe not.
Good.
You are not my teacher,
No, I'm not.
No.
Then who's your teacher?
I don't have any right now. I am teaching myself.
Autodidact.
Yes, that's right.
Me too. Or can you be my teacher then?
No.
Why not?
I think you are already clever enough to manage on your own.
It's a it's good to have a teacher and listen to your teacher, and your teacher tells you what to do. You just follow directions and you continue progressing, right?
Yes, but sometime, you still finish your studies and you have to move on your own.
I don't want to finish my studies. I want to be a student all
Forever.
Yeah.
Would cost you a lot. Tuitions are expensive.
Tuition, yeah. I will take a second mortgage.
Okay.
So, yeah, Joanna, it's the first question that somebody asked about Cabezon. Somehow people don't play Cabezons that often.
Yes, that's right. He's not so popular comparing to, let's say, Bach. But I think his music is worth of playing because it's so polyphonic and so complex.
Cabezon was one of the first Spanish composers that came to prominence, right? First really well-known organ composers, the earliest probably one. And nowadays his edition is freely available online, and people could start playing their his variations. It's called differencias.
Yes, that's right. Although I don't think if I would play Cabezon on a modern instrument. Don't you think so too?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense because if the tuning is modern, like equal temperament, it doesn't make sense. The colors are not there. But we have Hauptwerk sample from Spain, De Palma, I think, model, which we might download sometimes and start using. Would you like to try Cabezon on that?
Yes, I think it would be interesting to try it.
And later Spanish music, 17th century as well. Francisco Correa de Araujo, Aguilera de Heredias. I don't think I'm pronouncing their names correctly, but Pablo Bruna was my favorite. They created tientos, versets, things like that, and there is a lot of gems, little gems to be found in those relatively little played masterworks.
That's right.
Okay, guys, thank you, Joanna, for this question. Thank you, everyone who is submitting questions. Please do that more often. We like helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This podcast is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online.
It has hundreds of courses, coaching, and practice materials for every area of organ playing. Thousands of instructional videos and PDFs. You will not find more value anywhere else online.
Total Organist helps you to master any piece, perfect your technique, develop your sight reading skills, and improvise or compose your own music, and much, much more.
Sign up and begin your training today at organduo.lt and click on Total Organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
If you like our organ music, you can also support us on Patreon and get free CDs.
Find out more at patreon.com/secrets of organ playing.